Hey everybody, it's Larry here at LC Model Shipbuilding, and this episode we're going to be doing the staterooms on B deck, right past the private promenades. So these are all from Maritime Models over in the UK, and looking forward to seeing how they turn out. So here we go. Okay, well, here we are back, and what we're going to do, I'm finding the best way to do this is cut them. These are the walls for the rooms that will go along here, and they're all numbered. So you can see this is 57, B57, B59, B63, and then I'll be taking them all in order. So these were all basically wood paneled rooms, and then their furniture is also kind of a brown, and I'll do the red, and there's some green in there. So Woody's on his site has a real nice breakdown here of all the different colors. So 57, as you can see, is red carpet, and then it has the red wallpapering, and then there's green on the chair and the pull-out, whatever you want to call that. I think that's a pull-out, like sleeper or sofa type deal. So we're going to basically just follow the guide here, and then we're going to use the printed wallpapering that I printed, and we're going to glue that onto each individual room. For the paint, I'm again using Vallejo mahogany for this particular set of panels. There are other rooms that I'll use a darker brown, but these seem closer using the mahogany, at least to the pictures. So we shall see. Okay, so next up is bending, and these, like all of the parts I've seen so far from Woody's, have bend lines in them. And then I'm going to be kind of looking at the not diagram, but the floor plan, and I do believe that bends right there, so that I gotta double check. I don't think that's quite right. I'm gonna put the wallpaper on before I start actually shaping this, and I want to look at the floor plan to really make sure I get it right. So for this carpet, we're going to be using that carpeting and this wallpapering. So must find my scissors. There they are. So that's essentially our carpet that will go in here, and then this is our wallpaper patterns. And they will go right there. So first up, I just want to measure how big I need to cut. So I need, let's call it about 4 millimeter. Is that 4 or 5? Nope, that's 4. Yep, so 4 will be good. That'll cover fine. Okay, so now I'm just gonna mark that out on my paper here on both ends. And we're gonna do a straight cut. Okay. And then I'm a little bit bigger than it needs to be. So let me trim that just a little bit more. It's close. All right, so now we're just going to cut that to the size we need. I'm just marking that with the X-Acto because it's easier than writing on it, and then I don't have to worry about overwriting or whatever. Okay, so then we're just going to glue that on with some CA. But I want to measure this one out first. Again, just doing the exact same thing here. And then we'll have one more right there. Which is fairly small. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is get this glued on, and I'll do this wall as well. I'll put the carpet in off camera, and then we will come back and get the walls up. I just want to make sure I'm putting them in the right configuration before I start doing any kind of gluing or anything like that. So, gluing with the walls, I mean. So, like I said, I'm going to glue these on quick, and we'll be back here shortly. Okay, so I got the next room ready to go. I just want to kind of show that is the shape configuration that they go in, and how I'm attaching them is basically just running CA glue along the bottom on the outside. That way it kind of goes down and mates to the carpeting or flooring, whatever you want to call it, the paper. And over here I can actually put a little bit of glue on the wall too, because that will be back to back, just like that. I did cut the next section of carpet a little bit long, so I'll just cover that with the next room. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. But then I just kind of have been going down along the bottom here on the outside where you won't be able to see, and putting a little bit more glue just to make sure it's down. Now this has an archway on the door that basically, you can see it right there, it attaches over to the other door that's there. And that kind of lets you know you're in place. And then you just want to make sure you got a pretty good 90 angle at that bend there. Too much will go too far, obviously. And then I'm just going to hit it a little bit, like I said, with a little more. Okay. So that is that. Then the next color is again another red. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that down to size and get the what do you call it? It's the walls ready to go on it. I already have the furniture painted and drying right now, so that will be, I'll show that here in just a minute. Just want to make sure my cuts are fairly straight and all that good stuff. Okay, so there we go. Carpet down for the next one. And the furniture has a lot of different shades going on with it. There's some red curtain work that goes around the bed there. There's pink going on, red, green. So each room has different color themes. So once I get this framework put up, we're going to do the furniture for these 3 rooms. And then we're going to do rooms over on the other side because they have some white walls and other variations. And basically just keep working my way down till I get to about here, which is where the, probably about here, I'm guessing, where the grand staircase, elevator shaft, all that kind of stuff will end up being. So anyway, let me put the next set of walls together, which are exactly the same as these. So they also get the red wallpapering. But, some of the other colors we'll have in the future are greens, and there's some yellow and blue, so all different stuff. But I'll be back here in a minute. Okay, so here's our furniture for the first room, and just like previous video, I'm going to use the foil tape for the mirrors. Just making sure I'm cut to about the right size. Okay. Hardest part is getting your fingernail under it. Okay, there we go. Well, sort of. It started. We're getting there. So, once we get these done, I'll show you the bending process on these. They are a little bit different than the ones we did for the forward cabins. Some of the furniture is just bigger and whatnot. But there we go. Got a little bit of white paint on there that I'll have to touch up. But whatever. So, I'm going to use my blunt tweezer, I guess I'll call them. Fold my legs down. Fold the drawer down. Fold the other set of legs down. And there we go. We got a, what they're calling day table on the blueprint anyway, or a vanity. I guess you could call it a vanity too. But the blueprint calls it a day table, so just to not confuse myself, I will too. Chairs are quite simple from how we fold them. I did also dip the paint a little heavy on them because it gave it the impression of cloth, so that kind of worked. And these legs are very easy to bend. You can actually do it by hand without even using tweezers, so there's that. And then the back of the chair just folds up. So this room has 2 chairs. And then we have a little end table. We'll get that in a minute here. I'm going to fold the back of the chair this time first, just because I think it's a little bit easier. Then do the legs after. Okay, got our chair. Now we have this couch type deal, which I think is kind of a pull-out couch. Same thing, I went heavy with the paint on purpose, just kind of let it dry, and it does give a pretty good impression of cloth when it's a little thicker like that. Those are the arms. And then we're going to fold our back up a little like that. This is the bottom of it. And it has little legs that have to get folded down. So they're just going to come right down in 90. And that's it, really. Got 2 more little legs to go. No, that's not it. No, I still got the beds. And another table, I think. Yeah, this room has a lot of furniture. My mistake. Okay, so there's that. Then we have a little coffee table. It's simple 90s on both sides. That's that. Then we have the beds. The beds fold pretty much just like the other ones. Oops, I folded that upside down. That'll go up. And this one goes up. And then you got the foot in the head of the bed. And they just fold back on it, basically like that. So there's that bed. And we got one more bed. This bed's slightly smaller, so it would seem one's a queen and one is a like a twin size or full, and the mattresses are made to do that as well. Okay, here we go. So the first room, our mattresses are going to be green to kind of follow the green of the furniture there. This is our little sink vanity. And that still needs a mirror on it. I'll put that on here in a second. So let me put the mirror on here. I need to plug in the camera because it is completely dead just about, and then we'll install the rooms or the furniture. Okay, sorry about that. We are charging now, but anyway, here are our bed sheets and pillows, or bed bed mattresses, and pillows. So simple cutout on these, just basically separate them from the sheet here, and then they just drop into the bed. I went with a white pillow on these, which we'll put on in a second. Just, I don't know, I couldn't really tell in the picture, so that's what we got. Okay, pillows. So I'm going to put 2 on the twin bed, I guess. And maybe 1. I think only 1 will fit. Yep. So we'll put 2 on the queen. And these, I'm finding, tend to kind of separate, which is actually okay, because you really don't want your pillow to look as thick as your mattress. That would be really weird. So I'm not disappointed how these end up looking. They pretty much play the part really well. As long as you get it to come off of your tweezer. Okay, well, I lost that one, so we're going to try it again. Okay. Alright, and let me get my second one here. And we'll put some furniture down in the room. And it'll be time to move on to the other 2. So, like I said, each room has its own kind of theme going on. So this one is called a Modern Dutch theme. So that is the theme of the room. And we're going to just put our furniture where the where it would be on the floor plan. So the bed goes here in the corner, like that. Then we have our sofa couch, which kind of goes on the other side of the door. So that is this guy here. And I really have been trying to put a little bit of the glue on the side of the furniture too, so that way it can kind of stick on the wall as well. And I think that's been helping quite a bit. Just from what I'm experiencing anyway. Can't do it everywhere, but where you can, it really is making a big difference. So you can see this one, we're having a little bit of trouble getting it to adhere right now. I think that's better, yes. Okay, coffee table. Coffee table goes on the floor right in front of the sofa sleeper. This one might be a little bit more challenging because it only has the legs to make it adhere. Yep, that actually went fine. Then there are the day table and the wash basin. So they go along the wall over here. And I'm using the back to kind of make a glue point. Now, what you don't end up seeing is where the actual bathroom would have been, because you won't be able to see it from the windows anyway. But these would be the bathrooms in here. So no need to really stress too much over that. And this goes right next to it. And the glue stuck itself. Okay, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna glue these actually together because they are literally next to each other, touching each other on the floor plan. So no sense in not gluing them together. And then that'll give me a bigger backing point to glue to for the wall. So there you go, little trick I just learned. Until they fall apart. And I scratched through the paint too, so that's fantastic. So we're gonna have to retouch that up and get that back in there. Boy, oh boy. It was going swimmingly smooth. All right, we're almost recovered. There we go. Okay, we're recovered. Just gotta touch up the paint there a little bit. Okay, now the bed goes along the wall here. And then we have our two little chairs here. They are floor planned, but I don't know how much that really matters that drastically, but we're gonna put them kind of where the floor plan has them, because it won't hurt to have it that way. Okay, I'm actually gonna use that table to kind of stick the chair to. I think that'll help. The hardest part about this, I know this model's gonna move and be in water and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that I'm getting enough glue points to this that I don't have a bunch of pieces rattling around inside down the road. So there we go. Okay, there's our first room. And we will hit it all with the dull coat again, so that way any glue marks will kind of be erased, and hopefully that gives it one more seal to kind of not end up being a moving piece in the future. So I'm I'm going to go ahead and put the furniture in these two, and then we're going to move over to this set of rooms. Okay, so this one bed was a little bit different in that it has curtains that kind of go around it and a whole top. I will show the next one when I do it. This one I just kind of ended up doing and realized how much different it was. So we'll show that. The other bed was completely normal from what the previous ones have been. Now this vanity, this is going to take a little bit different approach as well. So we're going to kind of get in there and bend down the sink basin, and then we're going to bend up the faucets, and we'll end up painting them gold, because that's what they were on here. Now the walls, they come back in kind of an angle, like a 45 roughly, and then we bend to a back here, because this will end up being like a dresser type situation. So what I'm going to do for the glass, again with the foil tape, I'm going to cut for the doors first. And these are obviously a little bit bigger than the previous vanities that we did, and a completely different configuration. So let me make sure. I'm going to zoom in a little. There we go. So we're going to put our glass on the back here. That'll give that look. And we're going to do the other one. If I can get it to separate. It's the hardest part with dealing with this stuff, is getting it to separate when it's so small. Okay, there we go. Let me just kind of push that on a little better and cut the excess off. Okay, there we go. So now we got that. Now there would be a mirror behind the sink faucet here. Ooh, and you know what? I just realized those are brass, so I don't even need to paint. What I can do is just kind of scratch the faucets, and the brass will show through. There we go. Okay. For the back here, like the back of the mirror, behind the vanity, I'm going to just basically put a strip of this all across the back. So that will make it look like a mirror is sunken back in there behind there, and should give the effect that we're looking for, but we'll know in a minute. Okay, that should work. So now, let me just pause it. I have a phone call. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Had a phone call for work, and sometimes you can't avoid that. So anyway, I moved on to the next room. I did get that vanity in, but there will be a repeat vanity similar to that in the future that we will demonstrate better. So I apologize. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and do this room quick, which this one has some different furniture to it as well. Basically, every single room has a different layout going on and different styles of furniture, so it is definitely making it more interesting as you go, because each one has different ways to fold and different problems, I guess you'd say, or not problems so much, but just different things that you have to do as you're going. So I did figure out that that should bend down. On the first one I did not, and then these little armrests, they bend up like we did, but the first one looked goofy, and that would be why. So we'll get that furniture bent up and into place. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like multiple videos on these rooms. Well, I know as I get going farther, there's probably about 10 of the rooms that are exactly the same. Okay, so this table's a little different. They just have simple fold down legs, which are easy, obviously. But that is going to be a challenge, just getting it to stay, because the glue points are literally that big. Sorry, I painted my finger brown, but yeah, that's going to be a challenge. So I'm hoping I can kind of get that one catty-cornered to another piece of furniture so that it has a stable mount. But I will tell you, the detail of this stuff is just amazing, what he has done with this. And how easy it all is. I mean, I don't know. Literally, everything is just simple 90-degree bends, no glue required. Just simple putting it together. Okay. Now this is like a desk. This one here. So that just bends in half like that. Then the top comes down and bends over. And then we'd put our sides on like that. And there you go, you got a desk. So that's pretty much all the furniture for that room. So we're going to put that there like that for a minute, and we're going to put our bedding down. And I was debating whether to go pink or tan. I think I'm going to go tan with this one, because actually the pictures that I have look pretty tan. So that's what we'll do. So get our mattresses in, and still got to put the mirror in that vanity right there, and then we can go ahead and get these installed. And then from here we'll move over to these rooms on this side, and that'll probably wrap up the video, because I'm not going to make it too long, in the fact that most of these rooms are the same, and we'll end up doing something very similar. So let me put the window in here, fold the table up, install this, and then I'll come back and we'll put all the walls in on this side. Okay, so that room is pretty much together, and this next one we're going to do is a Louis XVI style room. and the walls on it are white and then have green wallpapering. So that is our wallpapering, that is our carpet. So we're gonna get that cut out and put together. And then this does have a darker brown furniture. I don't know, it didn't turn out that much darker, but I guess it's a slightly different shade than the other. Let me take a look. It's a little bit different, not much different. I thought it was darker, but that's what I had for paint. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut and ready to go, and we'll glue them down, and I will be right back. Okay, so here are two sets of walls with the wallpaper on. I know my cuts aren't 100% perfect, but you really won't be able to see it that much anyway, so it is what it is. So this next one is a little different, so I figure I'll show this quick, and this will probably be our last room for this video. We'll get all the furniture in and everything and basically wrap it up from there. But how this is showing on the pictures, it has gold leaf for the trim. So to do that, I'm going to attempt to cut it or scrape it off with the that's not turning out how I want it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna try touching it up, but maybe go this way. There we go, that's working a little better. So we're just gonna scrape along the lines to kind of get the gold leaf. And along the top up here, same thing. And around the door. Whatever, I guess, doesn't work with this, I'll end up just touch up painting and it should be fine. But this would have been some of the ornate trim work on Titanic that everybody kind of talks about. I know later in the build, when we get up to the first class dining room and stuff like that, we're going to be using a lot of this technique on the ceiling and some other areas. So I figured I'd kind of test it now. I don't know if this was the best blade to use for this, but we're already kind of going, so it is what it is. And like I said, so far, the couple spots that I've messed up, I can pretty easily just hit with a touch of paint and it'll be fine. I did a very similar technique to this on Constitution when I built the captain's quarters. It worked really good. And that was plastic, so and then after we get this part done, red wallpaper goes into the inserts, which I probably won't bother showing that. I'll just show a finished product before we install. Okay, now I figured out the technique to this halfway through it, unfortunately, but it's okay. It's all in how you're holding the blade. Alright, just a little bit more on this door here. Okay, so now I'm just going to touch up a couple little spots there with some white paint. And this was just to buy a flat white. So I'm going to use a toothpick for it, just because these spots are so small. Okay, so I might have to do one more spot back again with the scraping, but that will work. I'm going to scrape the other one quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like after the sand or the wallpaper is on, and we'll put it together, put the furniture on, and pretty much wrap this up. So be right back. Okay, so there is our white with red wallpapering, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and do our bending for our first room right now, and get them installed, and then we'll do our next one. And now that I've kind of gotten the hang of what we're doing down a little bit, I'm actually moving fairly quick with this process. So again, these are not overly complicated to do. Just to get the detail though, that does take some effort. Okay, and we just do a 90-degree bend on this one. And get our glue on, and we should be pretty well good to go with this one. I'm just going to install all three on this take here, because it's not that much work to do, and it kind of puts it all into one kind of perspective of what the process looks like. So just want to hold that down for a second, and I'm going to give it a little touch of extra glue, and then we will put our next carpet down. So there we go, that is on. Scissors are here, so then we're going to cut right along there. So give me 1 second here. Let me pause it a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So glue our carpet down. Now this one goes with the brown and the yellow, so interesting choice, but I guess that would be the style back then. I don't know, but whatever. So again, same process here. We just fold our room at the door, and again right here creates a little hallway, and some glue. And again, with these, I'm okay with going a little heavy on the glue because I just worry about them coming off down the road. Oops. Okay. And now we're just going to fold this one. The wallpaper from the sides, and I will show it at the end of the video, is actually quite a big difference from what just standard paint would look like. It really just kind of makes it pop and gives it a much more realistic look, I think, than what you could ever achieve with paint. So while it it's a little challenging to cut them to get the right size and all that, I think it was worth it. That carpet I cut just a little bit short. I'm sorry, long. It's alright though, because we'll be able to cover it with the next color. There we go. Alright, our next one is a pink color carpet. Okay, and I'm going to size off that one again, but go just a tiny bit shorter. Should be good. And cut about here. And really with the carpet, I'm not that concerned with getting it absolutely 100% perfect because I can kind of tuck it down underneath the tile back here. I didn't really glue that down until kind of now. So as you can see, that is still movable. And that was on purpose, just so I could kind of tuck it nicely. Alright, final wall right here. Same process. Sorry for the interruption a couple minutes ago there. My son is printing a 3D SS United States because I guess he wants to paint it, but it didn't quite turn out the first time. Okay, I was trying to adjust that wall just a little bit, but again, that's not going to matter that much because the hull will come right up to that. Actually, I need to cut the carpet just a little bit too, so it's not as overhung as I thought it was. Alright, so that will be our final room for this video. At least the room assembly, I mean. We're going to put the furniture in quick. I'm going to get that cut out, and then we'll plop it in, and then I'll just kind of give you an overview of what it looks like. So let me get the furniture cut. We'll install it on video, and I'll be right back. Okay, I did say that when I got another one of those beds with the whole frames on it and all that kind of stuff, I would show that. So we do have one for this room. So it is similar to the other ones where you just fold up, then it helps to fold the right way. Yeah, fold that way. Then you got your foot of your bed right here. Then you have the curtained part right around it like that. So, one thing, I've not really had to use any glue on any of this stuff except for these beds. So, I do recommend it for these type beds. And you just need a touch at the corner, because once it's set, it's pretty well set. And just in the interest of time, I'm going to hit it with accelerator. That didn't work. There we go. Okay, so pretty much got all of the furniture ready to go now for all three of the rooms. Actually, yeah, that was the last piece. So that's going to have a pink mattress on it. And there we go. I didn't put any of the pillows on. I'll do them all together later because it'll just be time consuming. But here we go. We got our green room, we got our brown room, and we got our pink room. So let me get a puddle of CA here. Alright, and just need tweezer. Alright, so looking at this room, it's set up similar to the rooms on the other side, where the bed kind of fits in the corner here between the doors. Then we have our day table. Just refolding that, I didn't like it, how it was shaping. Now it's good. And that one goes right there across from it. Okay. Then we have our little couch here. And that just sits kind of near the bed here on the other side of the door. next bed. Which is going to go right there. Then we have a coffee table. These rooms, if you have not noticed, have significantly more furniture than the other rooms that we did in the previous video. But obviously these are quite a step up from what you would have had in those rooms. Like, these are actually some of the most luxurious that Titanic had to offer, is this whole set right through here. What I should try to do is get a listing of who was in what room. That'd just be interesting, I think. I dropped my coffee table, so I'm gonna have to go back and find that. But yeah.
I thought I saw it.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony. So that sits right there. And we got a chair. And then this room's done. Okay. Definitely has a cool look to it. Like I said, at the end of the video, I'll show all of that in one shot with both sides. So this one layout is very similar. This one has a double wash basin on it, which is different. It also has wardrobes in it, which none of the other side had. I think the other rooms, if I'm not mistaken, without having the plan right literally in front of me, the other rooms had closets in with the bathrooms. Okay. We need our sofa sleeper. It goes right there. Out of all the rooms, this one I think might be one of my least favorite in colors. Just the blue and the brown and the yellow is a kind of weird mix. But that's what they did. Yes, Aunt.
You can't even see that now.
What are you talking about?
The blue one right there, it's hidden.
No, you can see it through those windows.
Oh, it's a very small window.
Sorry, we're having a discussion about this because he thinks I'm crazy for even bothering to do this, but I do not. Yeah.
I'm just gonna try it first. Please tell me it's not.
Putting a chair there, which is actually not accurate. I think I misplaced placed an item, but it would look goofy having the bed
Yeah, definitely.
there. Okay, there we go. Now we just have the Empire Suite. That was the name of this one.
I thought you were going to say Empire State. Here we go.
Okay. This one has a wash basin with no mirror. That's the only one like that so far. Okay, then we got a bed. And this one doesn't have a table in it, strangely enough. Although, I gotta look on the plan. And the plan, no, the plan does not have a table on it. Strange. Oh wait, no, it does. I might have missed the table. That's okay. I have more, so we'll add it down the road. Okay, and then we just have a chair here. And actually, I might have a table that I can steal. I do. I have a 3D printed one that I can steal just to keep it moving here. And I can put my chair with it. I think I got some of that accelerator on the glue puddle. Okay. There we go. And we got a sofa sleeper that I got to bend real quick because I had to repaint it. I painted it the wrong color earlier. Okay, we get those bent. Those are just the little legs on it on the bottom. That's it. And I just found my table that I thought was missing. Oh well. When I got there will work fine. I'll use that for something else, I guess. Okay, we got a chair. Just gonna put it over here. And last chair. Okay, well, I dropped the last chair, so I'm gonna find that, I'll glue it on, and then we'll do the quick little walk around and wrap the video up. Okay, so here are our decks, or not decks, but our cabins, and you can kind of see how they turn out from this. Definitely the wallpaper made a realistic look to it, so I'm pretty darn happy with that. There's a close-up of the promenade from the last video, and the cabin's over here. And we got grand staircase still in progress, so that's not done. And then we got our forward cabins as we go. Let me flip it to the other side and we'll check that out. Okay, and here is the other side, so you can kind of see what's going on in these rooms. And there's that unique wash basin that we don't have another one of, but yeah, promenade on this side, and then the cabins are essentially the same up here. So that's where we're at. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Please give us a like and subscribe, and we will continue on in the next video with the cabins back this way. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you next time.